I finished the game. Golly, I didn't know it was that short. But okay, that's it. That's it. Spoilers, by the way. Yeah, the Dawn. That hurt. And there was like only a few levels here and there. I'm like, what? There has to be more. What's up, guys? Vince right here. I guess it's time for me to talk about Neon Inferno. This game itself is just so much color and so much flashiness. I just love it. I don't know. It's the retro bits. It's the nostalgic bits. I just feel like a badass playing it. I don't know what to tell you. And I played the demo, and I am playing the actual game, and it just hits the same way the demo does. I don't know what it is. It's so perfect. It's everything. Games like this, the quality, the same quality that I when I played Cosmic Invasion, the same quality in terms of nostalgia. Just sort of like they all come together and they don't disappoint. They don't miss. But other than me missing a couple shots here and there, I gotta say, yeah, this game is a treat. It's basically a retro cyberpunk game. I mean, cyberpunk. I guess that's another aspect. Every time you make anything cyberpunk, it gets a point off from me. Okay, one day I will play cyberpunk, the actual cyberpunk. Okay, 2077. One day. But for this game itself, yeah, the game is, I guess in a ways, is easy to follow. As crazy as that sounds, here's the thing. I love my Metal Slugs, okay? I grew up playing the game. And pretty much, I guess some of it is somewhat coded to me playing platformers and everything else. So for a game like this, it wasn't hard. Now, the gallery shooter, and can I just say, there is basically, we're going to live a time where gallery shooters are just like not going to exist. But thank goodness they're still around, especially when it comes to a game like, like Neon Inferno, because I guess there's a gallery shooter element in this game. And from what I played and what the game gives, I guess in many ways it just hits. I mean, for like something of this in in its arcade nature, and the fact that you have to multitask here and there to actually keep your shots and not get, not die basically. There's so many aspects where it just seems overwhelming, but depending on the difficulty, you can actually get past through them with ease. Okay. And the thing is that it does take a bit of practice. So I kind of recommend, like, hey, go through the arcade first before, just brushing up your skills before you go into the main story or stuff like that. Because a lot of times you want it to keep flowing so you can get to a certain point where it's like, okay, maybe this is the point where I can actually take a break or something. But man, it's a rush and rush game. Like, I feel like you're just a one versus army, just type of, it's that kind of game itself. Like, with the shots that were happening side by side, and then you have its vehicle mechanics going lane by lane, and then you have the thing is that you're kind of juggling when it comes down to shots and also the mechanics that it gives you. It's like the whole time you're just trying to stay alive, but you just don't, like, it all takes experience and rhythm. I feel like there's some aspect where, depending on the difficulty, you can pass it through, but for some people that didn't grow up playing Metal Slug, or that are not really big into side scrolling type of games, they would somewhat struggle when playing this. I can sort of see that. I don't know, maybe not, but I can somewhat see that someone could die many times before they get past through the next level, because, well, they're not used to reflecting bullets at the same time shooting from the background. And the thing is that I guess the intro of the game really introduced it very well. Like, especially when it comes to certain areas. Like, there's checkpoints here and there. And I guess it's in that same level department of just like, hey, it doesn't matter how many times you die. I mean, you still can be safe here and there, and there's no punishment. And so far, I really enjoy that. But for the many elements of what this game has, it kind of does feel like a little too much. I do like its mechanics, but there's a part of me where, there could be somewhat like some misunderstanding from other players if they do play. I don't know. I mean, it runs smooth on my PC for sure. And also with its retro style itself, I'm surprised it didn't really give me epilepsy. It blinded me. I feel like with the amount of colors, they kind of have to be careful. So they did it very well of just like not going over. Maybe it's the CTR kind of like look to it, or CRT, CTR. I don't know. I'm trying. Talking about the certain televisions, and I kind of completely forgot about that. But yeah, it lives up to its side-scrolling standards, especially for side-scrolling games like this nowadays, where I feel like you cannot mess around. You cannot play around. There's so many games out there. You have to catch people by, with the mechanics that it gives and everything, and it lives up to that. It doesn't disappoint. And there's a part of me where they could have made flaws here and there, but so far from what I played and what I've seen, it's trying its best to keep up. That's kind of like what I got to feel from it. Also, I just tend to play the only character, of course, the female character. I just that's what I'm gonna choose, and it's not other than Mariana, or and there's Angelo, Mariana. I feel like for these two characters, yes, it is giving me Goodfellas vibes, like an Italian mob, and pretty much they're trying to take over the city or something, or stop the enemies. I'm not sure about the story of the game. Okay, maybe it's simple to follow, but for me, I'm just here for the actual gameplay itself. And that's what it gives you. But also the looks of these characters, like Angelo's big, crucifix chain hanging, and then you got like Mariana with her like looking almost like a humanized like Rouge the Bat. Like I don't know what it is. I kind of enjoyed that aspect of the game that is like the characters look and sort of gives it a bit more character. Like who are these? Like they seem like bosses. They seem like there's like this aura, this I can't believe I'm using that. This aura that they carry and throughout the game, it just matches so perfectly. I think for many people that grew up, really, or people that seen cyberpunk or like cyberpunk stuff or like old school movies, when it comes down to mob type movies or cyberpunk type movies, like this is sort of like feeding into that in a sense with just the aesthetic that it brings. And for the gameplay itself, like reflecting green bullets is something, but going through that and defeating different boss battles here and there is another thing. There's like so many big mega like machines or something that are going after you, and pretty much the game does a good job of describing who they are or who you're battling when it comes to boss battles and stuff like that. It describes it and pretty much showing like different tiles here and there. They had a fun time actually. I just know they did when it comes to really going into the title mechanic of this game. Like what is this robot, or who is this boss you're battling, stuff like that. The dual planes were not that hard, at least for me, but it could be hard for some folks. And also, yes, again, a lot of multitasking. That's what's got to go down, like the lane shifting motor segment, but you have to jump through bullets and here and there. And also you have to aim either like up front or on gallery shooting mode. Like sometimes yeah, there's some aspects where it's like it's all over the place, but thankfully not too much. I feel like it could have been worse for sure. And yeah, I prefer like having its when it comes to that, at least it has a good flow within its mechanics, and the music is pretty good as well. I just like the sound score of just like the overheaping of the environment that you're in. Other than that, I gotta say, I was very impressed of like what it gives. It lives up to the demo I played. For a person like me, like this is just my score for it, because I know most people this is like too much for them, but for me, with the amount of games I have, I mean, I have to give it a 9 out of 10. Other than that, I'll see you when I see you. Yeah, Inferno in the neon lights. One love and a piece. God bless.